Okay, guys. Excited to be here. We are gonna have a cool session for you. Now, we're talking about how to supercharge your business, um, especially with Highnote. And there are general tips and tricks that I've learned over the years on how to be a great agent. If you stay to the end, you get this great little guide too. We put together a free guide, shortcut to winning more listings and more buyers, with great pre-listing presentations, follow-up presentations, as well as great buyer presentations. I just want to start off by saying that, look, I'm an agent, just like you. I'm currently with Christie's, and I was the number two condo agent in San Francisco for a number of years. Uh, and we built a brokerage called Climb Real Estate, and we drove it to being one of the top brokerages in the country. And uh, then we sold to Realogy, which would became Anywhere, and then is now Compass. What a crazy world. We taught hundreds of agents how to win using this technique, and this was part of the secret of our success. And I will make a guarantee, if you do these, if you put into practice the tips I'm going to tell you in this call, you're going to win more listings. And the secret is having a better presentation wins appointments. It's probably not a big secret, but the more you do in preparation and the more you present, the better you present, the better your results are going to be. Pretty obvious, but I'm going to show you exactly how and what I'm talking about. All right. Here's a graph of the number of home sales in the US. And as you see, there was a peak 2006, and then there was another peak in 2000, right after COVID. Um, but the trough here, the two troughs here is what I want you to focus on. I got my license during the big peak, and the market quickly tanked. And but that's when I started to really grow and produce well. We started our brokerage during that trough. And if you look now, we're in a similar trough, right? The slowdown is a different reason. It's because the interest rates spiked so quickly that sellers don't want to sell and buyers don't want to buy because the rates and the borrowing costs are too high. They're just getting adjusted to it. But what makes things worse is that the prices of real estate is increasing because there's little inventory. Because why? Because sellers don't want to sell. They don't want to give up their 3% mortgage. And I wouldn't either. So, but this is where we started our brokerage, in this horrible live work loft in south of Market, San Francisco. But we grew it into an amazing, fabulous place. And what I'm trying to say is that there's some secrets here to our success, and I'm going to share that here. Now, back in the day, we were the little funnel. We were not being noticed. We were new to the game. Not many people knew who we were, and we were competing against big funnels. All right, big funnel sales funnels, right? So big. If you look at your business as a sales funnel, that's the way you should probably look at it. Like, how are you going to get people into the sales funnel? And in the beginning, we just weren't the top agents, and we weren't around for decades, and we weren't the most experienced. And we also hadn't been around for a century. We were new and we were always at a disadvantage. Okay. And so we asked ourselves, well, if we're always at a disadvantage going in, how do we beat top producers? How do we beat big guys in the market? Well, basically the answer is we over indexed on looking like a top producer. How do you look like a top producer? Well, you have a presentation that is amazing and blows people away. And that is one of the greatest secrets and uh, tricks that actually works. And we built a system to help deliver that great presentation. So, um, you know, what we learned was when you're armed with a great presentation, you win more and much more. And what does that mean? Well, it needs to be gorgeous and visual. It needs to be informative. It needs to be on brand and it needs to be highly personalized. You don't want to send a generic presentation to a seller. And so we built a system around this, and as a result, our agents were one, more professional. They built trust faster, and they stood out and won. Having the best presentation turned our agents into top producers. Okay. Now, I'm going to review the sales process here. This is the sales process. You have an appointment. The lead finds you, you have an initial email or phone call, in-person meeting, follow-up, and a close. This is how every single meeting happens, listings or buyers in general, right? Now, what we suggest and what works is sending something amazing before the meeting. Some people send something physically, some people send something digitally. If you already send something physical, you should amplify that by also sending something digital. And I don't mean just a PDF in an email attachment. Everyone does that. What I'm saying is sending a nice interactive Highnote presentation. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Then you have an in-person meeting. And this is where you do your in-person meeting, your consultation, why they're selling, getting to know you, building trust, building credibility. And then if you haven't won the deal during the listing appointment, well, here's the time to win it now at the follow-up. And what we say is that, look, if it's close, if you haven't won it, that means it's close. That it's neck and neck with another agent, perhaps, right? And so, how do you push yourself over the finish line? How do you do that last thing that wins? Well, you send another great presentation, right? And this is the tried and true method that works. Tom Ferry teaches this method as well. You want to break up your sales appointments into thirds. Okay. Send something before, do the import in person, and then send something after. Now, I'm going to talk about the most important part of this is the pre-listing presentation, sending something before. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. So this is the method. We called it the two-step method back in the day, uh, because you send something before and you send something after. Now, uh, this is this is an example of the type of thing you want to send. It's a pre-listing presentation, and the idea is the seller doesn't know who you are very well, right? And so you want to wow them. And the way you do that is by sending something professional and beautiful. So this is something that we built, and we would send every single time before the meeting.
I'm Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of Climb Real Estate. I don't know what my favorite neighborhood is in the Bay Area. There's just too many to choose from.
We had these great videos made for our agents. We had, you want to introduce your team, use the power of your own real estate brokerage, and why your brokerage is so good. And we want to talk about your services. What makes you so unique and different? And then results, showing comps or properties that you have sold or have experienced selling before, that matches the seller's home. So if you're going to meet them about their $5 million home or $1 million home, you got to show properties in that same category. $5 million or $1 million, whatever it is. And if you're selling a condo, you want to show condo sales. If you're selling something in Union, New Jersey, you want to show Union, New Jersey properties, right? So doing that. And then talking about how you know the neighborhood. Okay. You know that area because so many sellers are hit up with agents who don't know the area or outside of the area. And then you want to talk about, okay, navigating your home sale, marketing timeline. Okay, this is what happens during the marketing timeline. After an offer is accepted, this is what happens after an offer is accepted. Uh, Understanding the home's value. And we recommend never sending the comps ahead of time, right? So I mean, you can send comps, but never send your valuation of the home ahead of time. So home's value, right? You want to maybe send something like a property tax records ahead of time because it shows that you've done a little due diligence on the home. The other reason why you want to send tax records is you can identify all the owners and make sure that you're having a meeting with the owners. And then talking about really key facts like bedroom, bathroom count, square footage, because these things can be often wrong in tax records. And again, what's the value of your home? Don't worry. After we meet and I understand your needs, I'll prepare a full broker price opinion after we meet. Now, well, back to that. The reason why you don't want to send your valuation ahead of time is, well, you haven't seen the home. So sending in uh, a value or evaluation of the home is just gonna be a real big problem. So never send that in, um, ahead of time. And especially because if you're wrong, you already shot yourself in the foot. And then next steps, right? Sample listing agreement. If you send a sample listing agreement ahead of time, it's called a presumptive or assumptive close. And what that does is it demonstrates strength. And it puts in the back of the mind of the seller that, hey, we need to sign this agreement when we meet or in order to move forward. Uh, and then what is the NAR lawsuit about? And then the commissions, because everyone thinks they've dropped and everyone thinks it's all changed. And so you want to explain what the changes really were, testimonials, and then of course why you again. So this pre-listing presentation, if done properly and done like this, sets you apart. It really pushes you forward and it makes you stand out. And it's one of the great secrets of our success and many, many agents and Highnote users as well. Now, I'm going to demo for you another reason why you send it with a Highnote is because the uh you get analytics, you get tracking. And I'm going to show you this presentation. It's a demo presentation that we have here. And I'm going to share this in a link here. And uh, what I want you to do is read it. And I'm going to show everyone what is being read. And I'm going to generate a link, copy the link, and I'm going to paste it in the chat here. And everyone interact with it so I can demonstrate the analytics. All right, it's in the chat. Did everyone see that? I'm going to give you guys a second to open it, check it out, take a look at it. Now, what I see here is we got a lot of we got Saeed Younes, I think, or said Younes at Remax Hallmark is looking at it. Pat Noop at yahoo.com. Fetner at gmail.com is looking at it. And you guys are all on Chrome browsers. Pat, you're on your phone looking at it. So you see my screen here. These are the analytics that are being generated. Gray's Dan opened it from an Edge browser. You're using a PC. Lori at uh, Pagos, I don't know what that is. It doesn't matter. PagosRealEstate.com. And yeah, so this is what I see. I see what you're looking at. I see the sections you're looking at, the pages you're looking at, and it's really powerful because now you know, did they open it? Did they read it? What sections are they reading? Um, all right, Yoons, there's a question from the audience. Yes. What did you mean to ask a question? If you have a question, just type it in. And and if you click on more things, the more they click on it, the more time they spend on it, the more information you have. And so it's really, really powerful to have this data and analytics. So I know what you know before I show up, and I could read your mind. So uh, and I'm going to talk about how those analytics were powerful for winning listings. There's this one agent, uh, really big in San Diego. Um, 3 million. He was up for a $3 million listing in San Diego luxury. And who is the agent again? I already forgot his the team name. Lisa, if you could, or Chris, if you could message me. I forgot his name. Kyle Whistle. He's a top team leader at EXP, and his average price point is around 600K, and he was up for a $3 million listing. He kind of fell out of his league, and he was up against the number one listing agent in the area. He sent his Highnote pre-listing presentation in. He noticed that the seller was clicking on the videos, only the videos, and spent a lot of time on the videos. So he's like, oh, great. I'm going to be prepared to talk about my video capabilities, marketing capabilities when I meet him. He shows up at the house, he sees a video studio and realizes that he's a video engineer. And him being prepared and seeing that data and knowing, oh my gosh, he's interested in videos and preparing his presentation to be structured around videos allowed him to win that a $3 million listing and beat the number one luxury agent in the market. So this is an example of of the power of having these analytics and knowing what sellers are reading before a meeting. Um, Also, uh, after you meet, so you meet and you get the analytic and you meet in person. Now there's follow up, right? There's always follow up. There's questions about your experience. There's questions about the value of the home. And that's what the in-person meeting is about, gathering that information and understanding what their expectations are and what they're trying to do. And then so now you want to follow up. And what you do is you summarize the meeting, you talk about the pros and cons of the home, you talk about your strategy, you talk about who you're going to target, you talk about market timing, you talk about comps, right? You show the comps, you show what sales are happening in the neighborhood, maybe some recent sales, most relevant comp, baseline comp, however you do comps and valuations, you should insert it here. Then you talk about online property values. You talk about dangers of overpricing, sales and marketing calendar, the importance of disclosures, everything else that you need to do to follow up. Summarize your recommendations, present a listing agreement again. And the great thing is when you send it with a high note, you could see whether they're reading the listing presentation and a listing agreement. And there's a very different seller if they're reading the listing agreement than if they're not. So uh, always send the listing agreement in so you get more intel. Then you talk about your team and testimonials again and why you again, right? So this is the formula to success and the secret to success. Sending something amazing beforehand, have a great meeting, and then send something amazing after. And I'm going to show you how that's all done. All right. Uh, yeah, thanks for your question, Saeed. It's Saeed, right? Chris will respond to you, um, and then we're gonna get to that in a second. So, all right. So this is the follow-up presentation. Now, why do you go through the effort of the follow-up presentation? Well, because your commission's on the line. So just go for it. Don't just send one, send two presentations. Your competitions may be sending nothing at all. And you have nothing to lose except thousands of dollars. Now, this is you trying to build a presentation. It's, you don't have any options to build anything great. You have templates that are really hard to use. You have all these CMA programs that don't look great. And then you have a marketing team that is struggling to put something together for you. So you give up and you send a email full of attachments, confusing email full of attachments and links. It's a terrible experience. And this is what the sellers see. They're like confused. There's too much stuff. It's not a great experience. So that's why you put to get something together with Highnote. It's fantastic. It's beautiful, and it stands out. It's digital as well, and it puts you as a tech forward agent, and it makes you stand out in so many different ways. So Highnote is a next generation real estate sales platform, digital, interactive, and AI, drag and drop, ease of use, duplicate presentations and just customize them. You have notifications and analytics. Read the mind of your buyer or sellers with these fantastic analytics. See what, how many times, when, and how many times is being read. Highnote lets you be the fly on the wall and uh, building and enhancing with AI, with tons of AI in here. We have these new assets uh, and new assets, custom assets that you could build with AI. And yeah, Steve, we will share the link to the follow-up presentation in an email, in the email recap. But oh, you want to share it now? Like share it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can share that now. We'll email you directly after. Well, let me see if I can do it right now because we might forget. Uh, let's see where that is. Follow up. Okay, I'm gonna share that to you, to everyone right now. That's the follow-up presentation. Um, and then sorry about that. Let me get back to the talk here. And all right, so building custom assets with AI. Uh, and we were having many, many more features with AI. We introduced AI back when it first launched, when ChatGPT first came out. And believe it or not, it's been 3 years ago. Interactive presentation templates, build trust and credibility, explain and show your value, show that you're tech forward and standing out from other agents. And the other reason why you want to send something great, great pre-listing ahead of time is you're setting up the in-person meeting for success. And you're framing the conversation, you're pre-pitching them, so to speak. And then you also want to send a follow-up presentation for greater success and for greater win rates. So tons of agents are winning listings with Highnote. You take a look at these great testimonials. One agent said that the sellers canceled the other agent's appointments after spending 2.5 hours reviewing the Highnote pre-listing presentation. And Katie Day with Real, she won a 23 listing with 23 one listing that had 23 homes in it. It was for a developer, and she used the Highnote to win this listing. She's amazing. And all sorts of use cases, client updating, open house sign in, marketing or digital flyers, winning offers, recruiting, closing docs or annual reviews. Really, so many use cases with Highnote. It's like having 10 tools in one. Here's an example of offers, digital flyers, uh, sales portfolio. I use this personally to showcase the things I have for sale. And I put it in my email signature here. And then having a link in bio as well, which is a really great use case. Welcome books when buyers or tenants take over possession of a property, and then agent to agent walkthroughs, everything about everything about the property. This is a really great use case. An agent is sending this to another agent so they know what to sell and how to sell the home. Uh, Client updates and seller portals, closing docs, neighborhood guides, annual real estate reviews. Hey, Lisa, can you help Saeed just go into the presentation and grab Chris's and message it in? Annual real estate reviews, open house sign in, um, and then so many more. Recruiting. We also have these great done for you templates. Um, where the service is $350 for a one-on-one meeting, fast turnaround time, 2 to 3 days for a draft, multiple template styles, unlimited editing, and you get custom PDF editing as well for extra. We give you a full Highnote tutorial, and we guarantee results. If you buy our template building service, and if you use these presentations as I describe here, and if it doesn't help you win, I'm going to refund your money. And we have very few takers on this refund. However, it stands, right? If we build these presentations, they don't work for you, we'll refund your money, guaranteed. And so this is the cost for Highnote. 33.25 with a 1 year subscription. You could, of course, buy it monthly as well, but it's much cheaper annually, just $3.99 a year. And we have a discount code for you available here too on this call. But this is the done for you service, $3.49. We discounted this from $7.50 a while back, and it's very popular. And there's bulk subscriptions as well. All right. In summary, having a great presentation is an easy way to win. It doesn't help when you have a listing lead or a seller lead and you don't convert. So do everything you can to convert that listing lead. And here's the webinar, the code. 20% off for this webinar. If you use this code, it's a great deal. And I'm going to leave that up for a second for you to write that down. But if you need a further demo, book one with Chris. He just sent his link in. And I'm going to pause here for questions. Any questions here that I can help answer, let me know. You could always email us directly as well. I'm going to share my email if you have any questions. But Chris can also take questions. And it's Chris K at Highnote.io is his email. Right, Chris? Is it Chris K or is it Chris? Probably Chris K. But share your email if you want, or just book a time with him. All right, I'm going to pause here, guys. Oh, the webinar code. The free guides, shortcuts to winning more listings and more buyers, how to win listings before your listing appointment, how to make sure your listing appointment is successful, and how to wow buyers before an appointment. Scan that for your free guide now. And then, yeah, any questions? Anything I haven't covered or you'd like to learn more about, let me know. Yeah, if not, if there's no questions, we're gonna sign off, and you'll get a recording of this webinar as well as several links to resources. If you want this guide, scan it and let us know. And then Lisa will include the presentations in the follow-up email. And thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next session. Thank you, everyone.